Well, we start things off at 6 o'clock with that developing story out of Ada County. Gunfire ringing out this afternoon inside the Boise Town Square Mall.
We've learned 2 people are dead and several others are injured, including a police officer.
The entire scene is still very active as police continue investigating, now urging the community to steer clear of that area. And we do have multiple crews covering this developing situation.
We start off with Roland Barris, who joins us live from City Hall West with the very latest. Roland.
Yeah, Don, you mentioned those very, very sad numbers, hinted at them, and we know a little bit more about that tonight as we had a news conference about an hour and a half ago with Police Chief Ryan Lee, who said that there are 4 injured along with those 2 dead. Among those who are injured, 1 police officer. This shooting broke out at the Boise Town Square Mall just before 2 o'clock this afternoon on a rainy Monday when the mall was likely very crowded with people, and of course, panic ensued. We will have more on that coming up in just a little bit. But as far as the shooter is concerned, they do have him in custody tonight after a shootout. They took him into custody.
At this time, we believe that there was only a single shooter involved and that there is no ongoing threat or danger to the community.
As we think about those that were hurt today, my heart goes out to those who sheltered in place, those who saw this crime, those who weren't sure if they'd see a loved one again, or who knew that they had someone they cared about in the mall. I am deeply, deeply sorry for the pain and trauma that you've experienced.
You can imagine, of course, the fear and the terror on those in the mall, as well as those knowing that they have loved ones at the mall today. Again, the mayor wanted to reiterate that everyone is safe at this point, that the episode is over, but certainly the investigation is not. It continues. So many questions remain tonight. Who the shooter was, what the motivation was, how they were able to take the shooter down, the names, most importantly, of those who were injured and killed in this incident. And we will keep you updated on that as it becomes available. Don, Karen, back to you.
All right, thank you, Roland. There were, of course, a lot of people inside the mall at the time of this shooting, and many of those witnesses this afternoon taking directly to social media, sharing what they saw and heard after that gunfire.
Our Nicole Camarda spoke with some witnesses this afternoon and joins us live from the scene with more on what they heard.
That's right, guys. I did speak with some witnesses after the incident, but first I want to tell you that there was a car right here that we saw earlier that had 1 bullet hole through the driver's side window that has just moved. It was a part of the scene, but right now it has been moved. There's still some officers behind me who are gathering information, doing what they can as this is an ongoing investigation. I did speak with one witness. She was inside the mall this afternoon around 2 o'clock when this incident occurred. She was getting food with her family when she heard loud noises, and she thought it was just sheet metal falling from one of the stores or something different. But then once she heard those initial gunshots, she realized what was happening, saw the panic in people's faces, and realized what was actually going on. Here's what she had to say about the moment.
I didn't see the gun. I didn't see the person holding the gun, but I could feel that like everybody else was pretty panicky, people like running out. And then I saw other people that I saw earlier like freaking out like outside. And I was like, oh, this is this happened. This is a real event.
One thing that Kayla did express to me, like she said, that this doesn't feel real. It still doesn't feel real to her, that she never thought something like this would happen right here in her hometown of Boise. No one thought that this was going to be something that happened on a Monday, but it did. And unfortunately, we are going to keep bringing you this coverage of the incident that happened this afternoon. Live in Boise, Nicole Camarda, Idaho News 6.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. And we're also joined now by another witness who was inside the mall, Lindsay Humphreys, and her family joining us via Zoom Live. And they were on the upper floor just before 2 o'clock when those shots rang out. Lindsay, are you with us now? And can you tell us more about where you were in the mall when this happened?
Yeah, I'm here. We had just walked out of JCPenney, and we were kind of by the pretzel shop, and we just heard, pop, 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 pop. And we kind of stopped and looked at each other, and then just everybody just started running. And we knew immediately that they were it was gunfire. So we just turned around, I had my baby in the stroller, and we just tried to get out there as quick as we could.
What kind of thoughts were running through your mind? I mean, how long did it take for you to kind of realize what was actually going on?
Well, it was right below us. It sounded like it was right below us, and we knew immediately, and we just turned around and there was people just walking out of JCPenney's, and we just started yelling like there's a shooter. And then we got to the parking lot and tried to help as many people as we could that were trying to find their family or friends or coworkers.
And we're looking now at some scene footage from the mall. As you were inside, I imagine a lot of chaos. Did you hear what people were saying? Did you talk to any other people there on your way out to?
Yeah, I mean, everybody we passed, people were saying, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? Is everybody running? We kind of just yelled like there's a shooter, and everybody else who had witnessed it too was just yelling it too, and everybody just kind of caught on pretty quickly and just started running.
At that point, could you tell where those sounds were coming from in relation to where you and your family were inside the mall?
Yeah, they sounded like they were just up ahead of us a little bit and right below us. We could definitely hear it.
All right. Well, we want to thank you so much, Lindsay, for taking some time to talk with us this evening, and we are so glad that you are okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, to give a little bit of a recap right now of what we know so far is 2 people are dead following a shooting this afternoon at the Boise Town Square Mall. It seems another shooting took place outside the mall where we just had Nicole live off of Milwaukee, where police have that area still blocked off and diverting traffic around the area. We still don't know exactly the connection between the 2 scenes inside the mall and what happened on Milwaukee. We are hoping to get more of a timeline from police. And of course, because there was an officer involved in this shooting, the Critical Incident Task Force is investigating. We also know ATF agents are on the scene assisting, and as we learn any new details in this story, we will bring them to you right here on air and online at idahonews6.com. We'll be right back.
Thanks for joining Idaho News 6. I'm Good Morning Idaho's Kristen Scovira, filling in tonight for Don Nelson. Tonight at 10, we head directly to our top story. Police search and rescue teams continue to look for a missing 5-year-old they believe to be endangered. Michael Joseph Vaughn was last seen near his home Tuesday evening. Our Ricardo Coronado has the very latest.
This is one of the flyers community members have started passing out. Michael Vaughn was last seen here on this intersection of Southwest 9th Street and South Arizona Avenue. He was reported missing at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday. That night, it drew many people from Fruitland and other nearby cities to help with the search efforts, hoping for the best outcome. Search teams spent Wednesday walking through local fields, searching for 5-year-old Michael Vaughn, who was reported missing near his home on Tuesday evening. Investigators scoured the Fruitland neighborhood, speaking with residents, trying to find anything that might lead them to little Michael. Police and EMS agencies, aided by community members who came together to search for the child.
The whole town was crawling with community members out looking for this little guy. I mean, everybody. They were out until 3 o'clock in the morning looking for this guy.
Rhonda Collins, who runs the Brunswick Club, says Michael's disappearance has hit this small community hard.
And we know the parents. A lot of us know the parents. This is a pretty close, it's a close-knit community. So our heart is breaking for the parents right now.
Police say Michael is considered endangered. He is described as 47 inches tall, with blue eyes and blonde hair, wearing a light blue Minecraft shirt, black boxer shorts, and flip-flops. He also responds to the nickname Monkey. As police continue their search, they are asking residents to check small crawl spaces, sheds, trailers, and their vehicles.
I mean, everybody here is willing to do any little thing that they can. So the bartenders here, when they're not on duty, they're out passing out flyers. We're going to tape flyers in the back of our vehicles. We're going to pass them out in Ontario. People are worried, people are scared, people are willing to do just about anything to get this little guy home.
Anyone with information about the disappearance of Michael Vaughn is asked to call the Fruitland Police Department dispatch at the number 208-642-6006. In Fruitland, Ricardo Coronado, Idaho News 6.
We start things off at 6 o'clock with breaking news out of Gem County, where Idaho State Police are investigating a home in Emmett in regard to 3 missing children. And tonight we're told by ISP the Gem County coroner is now arriving on scene. Thanks for being with us this evening. I'm Karen Lair.
And I'm Don Nelson. The Gem County Sheriff's Office says 17-year-old Tristan Sexton and 14-year-old Taylor Summers were last seen between September and October of last year. An 8-year-old Taryn Summers was reported missing on Monday. All 3 were last seen on Airport Road and Highway 52. Ricardo Coronado is on the scene with the very latest information.
Well, earlier today at the crime scene, at the investigation side, I was able to get a little bit closer, but the Idaho State Police had told us to just kind of back off because they were expanding the investigation scene. The Idaho State Police officer did confirm with me that this investigation is in regards to the 3 missing children. Today, we were hoping to hear from the Gem County Sheriff's Office to get more updates on this 3 missing children at 4, but they had to postpone it moments before they actually had to start it. Now, what we did know so far is that 17-year-old Tristan Sexton and 14-year-old Taylor Summers were reported runaways between September and October of last year. It wasn't until Monday that 8-year-old Taryn Summers was reported missing, and that's been the whole focus of this week, trying to locate 8-year-old Taryn Summers. They have been looking throughout the whole area here in Emmett. We haven't been able to get more details on that investigation. The Gem County Sheriff's Office have not been able to provide more information on this investigation, but an ISP officer did confirm with us that, again, a Gem County coroner is here on site. Again, this Taryn was reported missing on Monday, and they are still looking an investigation on this site. We will have more details as this more information becomes available. In Emmett, Ricardo Coronado, Idaho News 6.
What started out as a trespassing complaint ended with a police chase, gunfire, and a woman dead. We appreciate you being with us tonight. I'm Karen Lair.
And I'm Don Nelson. Police say the 51-year-old Nampa woman would not comply with officers' request to get out of the car and instead pointed and fired a gun at police officers. Officers fired back. Ricardo Coronado is live at the scene with the very latest.
Hi, Karen and Don. This neighborhood is known as the Raintree subdivision. As you can see behind me, there are still several officers from the Nampa Police Department, as well as the ISP Police Department doing the investigation. ISP have secured the site, which is known as Mulberry Loop. I am on Crimson Loop. But let's take a look at some of the images we were able to capture today. It looks like a Jeep Patriot with bullet holes on the windshield. But according to Idaho State Police, officers from the Nampa Police responded to a trespassing complaint around 12 on Teakwood Drive, which is less than a mile away from here. They say there was warrants for her arrest, but when officers found her, she was sitting in a vehicle. Police officers asked her several times to get out. She didn't listen, and that's when she took off, and then it led to a pursuit, which ended here on Mulberry Road. ISP says she pointed and fired her weapons at the officers, and Nampa police officers then fired back. She was taken to a local hospital, but did die from her injuries. I did speak to some neighbors around this area. It was very concerning for them. One neighbor told me that she was concerned because on Mulberry Loop, there are children sometimes playing in that area. Right now, the Canyon County Critical Incident Task Force is taking over in the investigation, which is being led by Idaho State Police. In Nampa, Ricardo Coronado, Idaho News 6.
All right, thank you, Ricardo. Turning now to the scorching weather.
On air, online, on mobile. This is Idaho News 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Don Nelson. Our top story: attended developing situation on the Boise Bench. Police have closed down the 6,000 block of West Kirkwood as they negotiate with a suspect they say will not leave a home. Residents in the area asked to shelter in place, but police say there are no threats to the public. Boise police say the situation began around 4 this afternoon when officers tried to serve an out-of-state warrant. Our crews are on the scene, and they did observe drones and a robot being deployed. Boise police officials say officers on the scene are taking precautions, but did not clarify if the suspect is considered dangerous. A short time ago, more action by police as they called on the suspect to surrender. We'll continue to update you on our website as soon as we get more information at idahonews6.com.